just to start then, I mean, let's just look back at the season so far. I mean, how do you sort of assess how things have gone? Obviously, a bit of a slow start, but you guys have sort of found your stride in recent weeks.
Yeah, thanks for having me for a start. Yeah, no, obviously it was a tough start to the season. Yeah, we didn't start well at all. I felt like we had a good pre-season. We obviously went to America. Results are okay. We were scoring a lot of goals, and then almost the opposite way round when the season started. And then obviously we just sort of tried to take it in our stride. Obviously, as I said, it wasn't positive, but we tried to do the opposite to what we were doing really, and work on it on the training ground and try and create and score goals and practice and do what we've been doing over the last few years. That's made us be really successful. So and in football, things can change quite quickly. As you can see, obviously we're on a really good run now. Obviously we lost at the weekend, but the games before that I think we were brilliant. So we're in a nice little stead at the minute, but still more to do.
And part of that run, of course, was the win over Man City. So come on then, this is it. Talk us through the goal. Floor is yours. You can have as long as you want.
It was funny though, because when I came in, obviously I had to do interviews and stuff with Sky, and they were saying, was it for me? And I killed our set piece coach, and it wasn't for me, to be honest. But I spoke to Buendia the day after, and he said to me, obviously the routine was for Rodgers to get the ball in the box, but it was a little bit tight, so he actually did look for me, I think. And then it fell to me, and I just thought take a touch, and then I saw that Donnarumma move to his right, and then thought I'd just hit it on my left in the other side. So nice finish, yeah.
It's important that though, isn't it? Because I think there's obviously been a lot of talk about set pieces this season, kind of just generally in the Premier League. But and I guess I don't know if fans think they're so kind of trained and drilled that players can't ever sort of vary it or improvise. But obviously, what you're describing there is sort of doing it on the fly almost.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time doing set pieces. We spend almost hours on it, I'd say. On Thursday and Friday, building up to if we play on a Saturday, we would spend at least 45 minutes each day doing routines and trying to change the routine. And I think that's where our set piece coach Austin's really good. He does so many different ideas against different teams and finds where space is going to be. So it's really good. But it can be long as well. But if you're scoring and creating from him, then there's no worries in doing it.
Where does it rank for you in terms of goals that you've scored?
Yeah, it's up there, I think, especially because it was the winner. I was just praying, I was doing everything I could to defend the goal after it, just to make sure I got the winner. I was quite annoyed I didn't get the MOM as well. I said to Amadou Onana after, "You've stole that off me," but he was great as well. So I got it the week before against Tottenham, so you can't always have it all.
You can't have it every week. What does a win? I mean, I know obviously games are only worth 3 points, but when you beat a team like City, what does that do for the morale of the group and kind of the buy-in from the players about what the manager's trying to do and the turnaround that you've had?
Yeah, it's obviously massive for the confidence. Obviously, we went away to Spurs and got a great result then. So the next game, City, was about trying to continue that and beat another really good team. And obviously, we all know the power of City and what they can do and what they've done in recent years. So it was a massive result. And I think, to be honest, against City, we always play well at home. Always. Over the last few years, there's always been games where we're right in it and it's quite close. But as I said, then you got to respect them, their power. But then we also have got a lot of power where we can hurt them as well. So, but a massive win, definitely, yeah.
Has there been anything particular that's caused a turnaround in form? You obviously mentioned a bit of a slow start, and it went from that to winning sort of, I think was it 5 on the bounce?
Yeah, 5, yeah.
Was there anything particular that was behind that, did you think?
I think, obviously, as I said, how poor the start was. I think when we got a win and started scoring some goals, we built a little bit of confidence together. Forwards started scoring a little bit more. And I think in football, confidence is a massive part in getting results and having players in form and stuff. So, and then as I said, over the last few years, we've been so good and won so many games that you almost find that rhythm when you start winning. And I think that's what we've done. A lot of confidence was brought in after the poor start.
You obviously also recently signed a new deal. I mean, just talk us through your sort of thought process there. Did you have offers to go elsewhere? Did you think about leaving?
Yeah, I had an offer in the summer to go elsewhere, and then I had an offer. Well, I had 2 offers from different clubs in the summer, but I never really focused on that. My main priority is to stay at Villa. I think Villa's a great club. Done a lot of work there, obviously over the years and stuff, to progress as a player, and I still think there's a lot more to go, to be honest. So, my main priority, I said in the summer to the manager when we had a chat, that I wanted to stay. I wanted to keep improving. And obviously this year, I think I found a good little bit of form. And yeah, delighted that they came to me and offered me a deal, yeah.
Well, I mean, when those offers come in, how does that kind of work? Was it a case that the clubs made the offers and the club wanted to sit down and discuss whether you wanted to leave, or was it? I mean, how did that sort of dynamic play out?
Well, yeah, a little bit of that. Obviously, I spoke to the manager in the summer. We always have like an end of season talk and stuff, and he just asked me where I was at and how I was feeling. That he'd love to keep me. Obviously, I still had a few years left on my contract as well, but obviously, it was a point where was I going to renew or what was the case? So yeah, I just said, I had an open and honest chat that I really want to stay. It's a great club. I feel really settled here. I feel at home here. Obviously, yeah, I got my house and stuff here, and yeah, I just wanted to commit my future. And then obviously, yeah, they came to me and offered me a new contract, and it had been in the pipeline for a few months when we had the conversation. But yeah, I never really had set on leaving. As I said, I feel at home and feel comfortable here. Not comfortable. You're never comfortable in the Premier League. You've always got to play well and produce. If not, you don't play. So not comfortable. Comfortable is the wrong word. I'm always wanting to improve, but settled, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess the manager is obviously a big part of that as well. I mean, just talk to us a bit about what makes him such a great coach. He's known for his very long video meetings. Are they as long as people say they are?
They're getting longer, to be honest. Yeah, it's funny because when you win a few games in a row, he gets more demanding and the videos go double as long. So yeah, we've definitely been in the video room for sometimes over an hour and 40 minutes easily.
Wow.
Yeah, we have obviously when we play, we then the week after watch the last game and he'll clip everything, literally hour and 40 minutes easily of what we can do. It's funny because when we score, when he shows the clip of the goal, he'll then show other things we could do, even though we've just scored. It's like we've just scored and he's showing us different lines of where we could have played. And that just shows the detail and the intensity that he's at and how intense he is and how much he wants us to improve. You know,
was he quite a big part of you wanting to stay and sign that contract? You mentioned the conversations that he had with you as well. I mean, is he quite a big motivating factor if you want to stay there and achieve what you want to do at Villa?
100%, yeah. I have a good connection with the manager. We have a lot of conversations, not regularly, but we have conversations one-to-one a lot, and he's a massive part in me obviously committing and obviously the club as well. It speaks for itself, obviously playing for such a big club's an honour as well, but obviously having a manager that's so good behind it is definitely a big key factor. Yeah.
What sort of demands does he have on you personally? I mean, as a fullback, you've kind of got to do everything. I mean, I've watched some of your games, and the ground that you're asked to cover is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, what kind of demands does he place on you and your position?
A lot of demand, yeah. And you can never relax because the minute you start relaxing, he's onto you as well. Yeah. And he notices everything. He will never not notice something a little, even if it's a little detail, if it's in training or if it's something. I'm sure he watches the sessions back, definitely. But and that just shows the level you have to be at, at a Premier League club that are competing for Europe, and that's what the level should be at when you're bringing in players and stuff. When you got money to spend, and you, as I said, when you're competing in Europe at the high end of the table, you need to be on it every day, and you need a manager that's demanding, that can set standards. So yeah, and as I said, he does change a lot of stuff in different games when we play against different teams. There's different tactics. So sometimes I'll be playing in a back three. Sometimes I'll be high and wide. And as I said, there's different roles that I need to play, and I understand it because I've played for him for a while now.
And you have a dedicated fullback coach, right? Is that right at Villa?
Yeah.
Because that's not common, I don't think, is it? I mean, is that something you'd experienced before Unai came in?
Nah, never. No. We got fullback coaches, and obviously the coach does do a lot of stuff with other positions as well. But in terms of fullbacks, for me, I do loads of one-to-one stuff. Even, for example, the day before we played City, I'd done 20 minutes just alone with him on marking Doku, on how to mark him. And I do a lot of research myself and studying on wingers and stuff, but it was 20 minutes and then Doku didn't even start the next day. So it's done all that for no reason. Because I did plan for him to play, and then I didn't. Savinho ended up playing left wing as well. So I was watching loads of clips on Doku thinking this is how I'm going to defend him one-to-one. He didn't start. So yeah. So that was annoying, but
Is there anything you can do in situations like that? I mean, say that you get a team sort of an hour before. Are you sort of thinking, oh no, I need to sort of like get a little bit of a debrief on Savinho now, or do you just think, oh no, I just got to go out and do it?
Yeah, no, the night before I always go on my laptop and I'll watch the last clips from the winger that I'm going to play against the next day, and I'll watch 15, 20 minutes of his last actions or whatever.
Yeah.
And then obviously, if he's not going to play and it changes, then you've got a less time to do it. So I think I watched someone in an interview, a manager said the other day, was it Maresca or about a back five? Yeah, it was Sunderland.
Yes.
He planned for a back five for Sunderland and they played a back four or something. Or the other way around. Yeah, no, it's like that really, to be honest, but obviously just with a winger.
I mean, I'm just sort of generally, I mean, it feels as though the role of fullbacks evolved a lot in the last sort of 5 or 10 years. I mean, how have you had to adapt? How is the sort of trend in the Premier League now more suited to the way you naturally want to play, or have you had to kind of train yourself to almost play differently?
I was saying this the other day, when I first signed for Villa, it was almost, this is 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, yeah. The fullback was bombing on every time he could. And I think the game sort of changed a little bit. I think Pep brought in inverted fullbacks playing into midfield. And then you looked at like Guardiola, the left back at City, started like a third centre back playing fullback. And now it's sort of changing a little bit again. I think it goes in and out. It goes in and out of different things. So now I think, it's starting to go back to the maybe overlapping fullback a little bit. But a bit of both really. I think the structure we have, as I said, it depends who we're playing as to what we're going to do and what he wants our fullbacks doing.
Have you got any specific aims for this season at Villa? I mean, obviously you've had an experience of Champions League football. You were so close to getting it again last season. I mean, do players talk about that? Does Unai set kind of aims like that? Have you got something in mind that you want to achieve this year?
I know it sounds a bit cliche, but just try and take every game as it comes. I think the main thing for us is to do well in the Premier League, I'd say. Obviously, we're in Europe as well, and we want to win a trophy. So I think you got to get a balance really between finishing as high as up in the Premier League as you can, and then also having your other eye on a trophy, whereas it comes from the FA Cup or if it comes from Europe. I think bringing a trophy back to Villa will be unbelievable. So, 2 little challenges really. Try and finish in Europe again, get the Champions League if we can, and then obviously have the other eye on winning a trophy and bringing it back. But as I said, that's a long, long way away in terms of still got to win a lot of games to get there. So you just got to try and build the points up there.
And another aim of yours must be going to the World Cup. Obviously, you've got a couple of massive games coming up for Poland. Just to kind of go back to the start with Poland. Did you ever have any contact with England at youth level? Was England ever sort of, was that discussion ever had with the FA, or was it kind of, when Poland came in, that was that?
Yeah, never, to be honest. I never had any contact. To be fair though, I came into professional football quite late, to be honest. So I didn't come into football till I was 17 at Forest. And then I ended up making my debut at 18. So it came quite quickly. So I'd never had any conversation with England youth level now.
And I mean, just talk to us a bit about your journey with Poland and how welcoming they were at the start. It obviously must have been a bit sort of strange to go in there initially. I know you tried to speak some of the language, but obviously I've been to Poland. It's a very, very difficult language to try and understand. I imagine it's really hard to learn. I mean, just talk to us a little bit about your journey from when you came in to where you are now.
Yeah, to be honest, I absolutely love it there. I think from the minute I've gone there, I've enjoyed every camp. I think over the past few years, I've had times where I've had a little niggle before camp and not gone. But it's brilliant. Playing for the country's great. The atmosphere is always amazing. The people are always so welcoming when I'm there. I have great support from them. And I think this season as well, when we played away at Holland, it was a little bit of a turning point for me. I scored back to back against Holland and Finland, and that sort of kick-started my season a little bit. So it just shows how important it can be to find form at international and then bringing it back to club. But it's been great. I think, as I said, the support that they give me there, I feel like gives you an extra lease of life, as I say. It's great.
And I've seen him talk in other interviews about how, obviously most of the Polish players basically speak English anyway, so it's kind of, it's sort of easier for you around the place. But I'm sort of curious, like on match day and in team meetings and stuff. So when the manager's kind of talking to you before the games, does he do that in Polish and there's a translator, or how does it sort of work on match day?
Well, I've had a few different managers. So the first manager I went there was Paulo Sousa. He was doing his team talks in English. So I was sort of okay because everything was English and didn't need a translator. And then they brought a Polish manager in who didn't really speak any English. So I had a translator. And now the manager's Polish and he doesn't really speak a lot of English, even though I have a really good connection with him. It's weird because he can't really speak to me much, but like we somehow have a good connection. I have a translator, yeah. So as soon as anyone starts speaking, I've always got someone with me that's then saying what everyone else is saying. So I don't feel as left out. True.
And obviously, you've got the possibility of a massive tournament at the end of this season. Are you able to put that out of your mind at all? Is it even possible to do that? Is it, or is it always just sort of there in the back of your head that's going to be there at the end of the year?
Yeah, well, obviously I experienced the last World Cup and that was unbelievable. It was such a good experience. So yeah, I've got that in my mind that I'd love to go to another one. To play in a major tournament before was, as I said, so good. So if I can do that again with Poland, it'll be, unbelievable. So obviously we've got a massive 2 games coming up against Holland and Malta. So yeah, fingers crossed we can do the best we can and try and get there, whether it's through first in the group or playoffs. Yeah.
Do you? I mean, I know you're still in the sort of middle of your career, but do you ever step back and give yourself time to think about how much you've achieved? I mean, you talk about coming into football dead late. You were at Forest. I think you were on loan at Dagenham at one point. You're playing Champions League football. You've been to a World Cup. You might go to another World Cup. Do you ever, take a step back and just kind of take all that in?
I don't think you have time to be honest. Every day this comes thick and fast and you haven't really got time to think about how well you've done. It's always like you're only as good as your last game in football. But in terms of achievements, of course, I've done great from, as I said, not coming through an academy to then making my debut at Forest and then coming to Villa. And then obviously a lot more has happened since then. I probably when I was back at Forest and I was playing the Championship, I probably thought, nice little life this, couple grand a week, stay here. And then, obviously ever since that it's evolved and gone on playing Champions League for your country, major tournaments, and then scoring winners against City as well.
I've got to ask you about Robert Lewandowski. Obviously, you played with a lot of top players. I'm guessing he's right up there, as one of the best. He's obviously back in the Poland squad now. I mean, how much would it mean to him and to Poland as a country to see him have one last crack at a World Cup?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's sort of like an inspiration to the country. If it wasn't for him, I don't think football would be as big, obviously. Such a good player. As I said, his numbers. I was actually last month when I was at Poland, I was actually going through his numbers, just having a look. Because he's an absolute beast, honestly. He's like hunger for goals and his hunger for success. He's like to a next level. And to be with someone like that and working around them closely and seeing how they live their life, only benefits you, definitely. I think, he's on his numbers of goals. He's like, it's got to be Ronaldo Messi than him for sure. And that just shows how good he is. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of chat obviously around Erling Haaland and Harry Kane at the moment and their form. I mean, you obviously see Lewandowski up close. Do you think he's still at that level? Is he? Should we still be talking about him, up there with the very, very best even today?
Well, every time I click on live score and I go on Barca, he's scored. So obviously he's getting a little bit older now, but as I said, his physique and stuff, he's still a beast and he's still got the hunger to score. Obviously Haaland and Kane might be a little bit younger than him, and obviously Haaland, he's on another level, I think, and he's only going to get better, I think. But I think he's still at the level for sure. As I said, he's still scoring goals at the highest level, playing for one of the biggest clubs in Europe. So he's still there.
Just away from football, Matty. I mean, obviously you talk about it being so pressurised and the demands of playing Premier League football and of the manager. What do you do to kind of get away from all that? Is there anything you do particularly to switch off? I know you're into your golf and things. Is that kind of what it centres around?
Yeah, no, I do. I try to play golf. I try to switch off. It can be hard though, obviously. Obviously when things are going tough as well, it can be hard to switch off from it because you're always thinking about constant football. But I try to play golf. I like playing chess. What else do I do? Yeah, just chill out really, a bit of Netflix. As I said though, golf out in the fresh air, playing with your friends, you can't really beat it, to be honest.
Do
You seen Taylor Swift live yet?
No, I haven't. No, I need to see her. She needs to come to England. Everyone was talking about that when I got voted for Player of the Month. It was like, get all the Taylor Swift fans to vote for me and try and make me win.
Do you really drive a golf ball 350 yards?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Have you not seen the YouTube channel? No,
I've seen the video where you were nonchalantly walking up the stairs and go, "I'll drive a 350," and it should just cause carnage on the internet.
Yeah, no, I saw that, and then people were like, "Don't believe me." I'm like, "Well, I do that."
What are you playing off now? Is it 2, 3?
Scratch, yeah, now.
But you're scratched now. I mean,
yeah.
Look, I mean, I don't want to write off the rest of your professional football career, but would you ever, like, when you're older, would you ever think about trying to go pro in golf? I mean, you could.
I had a few conversations with people that live golf, so maybe, but obviously. Yeah, I'm only joking. Like the level that they're on is like, obviously I've played with Poulter, Westwood and stuff like that. And like the level they're on is incredible. Like I'm good at golf, but I'm nowhere near that level in terms of where the pros are at. I'm just like, I think people make it sound that I'm better because I'm a footballer and it's like unexpected to be really good at golf. But in terms of being live on tour, I'm not
the best. You must be the best in the Villa dressing room by a mile.
Oh yeah.
Like anyone even close or not?
Not close.
You've still got that. Have you
sound like an idiot saying that, but I've said it that many times, and they don't argue with it, so I'm happy to say it.
Yeah, because you've still got that. Is there that Villa WhatsApp golf group? Is that still going?
It's like faded out a little bit. It was like Ashley Young, Danny Ings, and sort of they moved on, and it's sort of like gone quiet a little bit.
And you basically ended the conversation because you're just better than everyone else.
Yeah, it's not really about being better though, is it? It's just like we had like just about enjoying it when you play, innit? But I guess like I'm the lowest handicap.
Yeah.
Just in terms of the other stuff, I mean, you mentioned there it can be quite hard to switch off and stuff. When you were going through like that little run at the start of the year when things maybe were, or the start of the season, sorry, where things aren't going as well as you'd want, I mean, how much of that do you read? Do you see it? Do you see social media? Do you switch off from it all? I mean,
I think we're only human, aren't we? So like, I think everyone sees it. Like everyone's on social media and sees everything. I think if players say they don't read it, they're lying. Because you do see it, like we're all on Twitter, we're all on Instagram, we're all on TikTok. It's like it's normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I've sort of got I've just got used to reading negativity. To be honest, I know that sounds really bad, but I think like on social media now, there's that much negativity that it's just normal, isn't it? So like as players, I think it's like whenever you go on this news or if you go on Sky News or it's all negative, isn't it? It's like. That's just the world we're living in. Like, it's just how it is. So I've kind of just got used to like people being negative, really. And then obviously it's nice when people are positive, of course. And when things are going good, it's normal to be positive. But there's a lot of, I'm not talking about Villa fans here, by the way. I'm talking about football in general. Like, I'm not talking about Villa fans because I think they're great. And there's obviously times where they are negative and stuff. And that's normal. It's football fans for you. It's normal. And they have every right to have an opinion on football. But I'm just talking about TV in general. I think everything's just negative when I read it. Sky News, everything. Sky Sports, everything.
Is that just maybe you getting a little bit older that you're able to kind of switch it off a little bit more than you were when you were younger?
Yeah, like I don't try and let it affect me now. I just sort of try and block it out. And I think it's the world we're in, isn't it? You just we're paid to play football. Everyone's paid. Everyone's can have an opinion on you on football. It's just how it is. You just have to do your job and perform.
I mean, you might not want to talk about this, which if you don't, it's fine. I mean, but there was obviously there was a sort of high-profile case where you were involved in after the Spurs game last season. Did that affect you at all? Were you able to kind of shut that out of your mind?
That didn't really affect me, no, not really. Obviously, I didn't mean to do the tackle on Bentancur. I went for the ball. Like it's a challenge. And obviously there was a lot of stuff, but to be honest, I think I did actually delete social media that week because it was like quite bad, but it didn't it didn't affect me in terms of like, wow, this is so bad. Like everyone's abusing me. I just sort of just blocked it out and just thought I didn't mean the tackle. It's a tackle, isn't it?
Does Unai Emery have any kind of rules around this, like with social media, like banning it on game days or in the dressing room or anything?
Nah, he's not in. He doesn't really he doesn't really get involved in that. But he's not. I don't think he's big on social media. But the older you get, the more you realise that the more you block it out, the better. Because you're still going to have to turn up on the weekend and perform. So if you read it, what's the point? You might as well just try and do your job the best you can and go from there.
Yeah.
And as I've older and I've seen different situations and I've got a bit more experience, you notice that. But when you're a bit younger, you obviously can be a little bit more naive. You can see it a bit more.
Can I ask you about? I saw the clips last season of you being interviewed by your sister. You seem like that. You like that. It was quite obviously. She's trying to break into the industry as a host and a reporter and stuff. Was that quite surreal to have you both sort of? In the same
It was great. Actually, it was funny. Yeah, because obviously, when we played PSG away, like I walked out the tunnel and she was like on the side of the pitch, like presenting. And I was like, she was like with Schmeichel, and I was thinking, oh, this is great. And then after the game, obviously we'd done a few interviews and it was great for her as well. Yeah. Cause she's really good at it as well. And she's got a real passion about being a presenter. And obviously now she's got a full-time job at CBS. They've been great with her. She's living a good life in New York. So, fair play to her. Yeah. She's great. She's passionate about it. And that's all you want.
Is she harsher with you with the questions that she asks, or is she a bit softer?
Nah, she's all right, to be fair. She tries. I always say to her, don't ask me any silly questions. But yeah, no, as I said, she's really good. She's taken it right in her stride, so I'm proud of her,
yeah. Just before we sort of finish with a couple of kind of broader questions, I've got to just ask you about that assist against Tottenham, because it was unbelievable. I mean, talk us through it, because it was an incredible goal.
I can't believe Roy Keane said that I mean it. Like, I've worked with Roy Keane. He's seen that every week. No, I'm joking. Yeah, no, it was good, to be honest. Yeah, I enjoyed it. But I did say in it, I do actually do passes like that a lot in training. But obviously it's nice to execute it in a big game. Yeah, the ball was running back and I just thought, I looked up, seen Luca, and we always try and hit second phase when the ball comes out from a set piece. So, yeah, I just thought, try and catch it on the swaz, and the ball had a nice bit of movement on it as well. Yeah.
And just finally, then, I mean, I just wanted to ask you just a couple of kind of bigger picture sort of questions about the game. Just we sort of touched on kind of set pieces in general, but I mean, there's obviously a lot of chat this season about the Premier League, about that there is now a trend moving away from maybe the sort of Pep style, possession based style, to teams going more direct and maybe more of an emphasis on set pieces. I mean, have you, as a player who's obviously playing in this league every week, do you feel that shift? Do you feel you're coming up against different things? Is the manager asking different things from you?
Yeah, definitely. I think, as I said then, as when we do a lot of work on set pieces, we also watch who we're playing against and what they do. And there's so much more detail into set pieces. I think in the last few years, especially this season, especially long throws this season, I think every team we've played against has thrown a long ball into the box. And I seen online the other day, the percentage has gone up massively into long throws into the box, because it's so dangerous. It's almost like a corner, isn't it? It can almost be a bit more harder to defend than a corner because you're not expecting it. Especially against Brentford as well. I seen the goal they scored against was against Liverpool actually at home. Yeah, like a long throw into the back post and then goal. It's like, yeah, it's hard to defend.
And what do you? I mean, when you're sort of dealing with that kind of stuff, I mean, do you notice a difference when Unai's kind of giving you instructions when you're facing a team like Brentford, who maybe can throw balls into the box like that? I mean, how do you even prepare for stuff like that?
Yeah, well, you watch clips on it. Like, we watched clips on it the day before, and like long throws and obviously set pieces as well. So we almost set out a plan how to try and avoid it. And yeah, obviously some teams have players that can throw it further than others. And we almost look at where they're going to throw it and who's going to throw it into what zone, and you sort of just try and defend it. Yeah, it's like a set piece really, isn't it? And you just study what they do and where the ball normally goes.
And do you see, I know there's a lot of talk about the entire shift of the game in the Premier League is a lot more direct. You know, more teams are maybe going long to a centre forward than perhaps they were a couple of years ago. As a defender, do you notice that a bit more, or has it been a bit overblown by us lot in the media?
Yeah, I think in terms of players are going,
just
the ball's
maybe
going longer
going longer maybe than perhaps they were maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, I guess so. I think so. Yeah, I think at Villa we try and mix it up. We try and play and gain confidence from being good in build up, because you can have success from it. You know, if you build up really well, you can obviously lose the ball when they score. But Unai always says to us, if we lose the ball and give it away, we just keep trying. We keep doing it. But obviously, old-fashioned way is to get it into the striker, hold it up, and play second balls, isn't it? And that can be effective as well. So, trying to find a balance, really.
And just finally, Matty, I just want to talk to you about the fixture calendar, because I sort of feel like we don't hear enough from players about this, because there's often talk about broadcasters and extra competitions and fans and all that, but you guys are the protagonists. You're the ones who are asked to go and do it every 3 days for 9-10 months. I mean, floor's yours really to some extent. I mean, how do you feel about the fixture calendar? Do you feel the players are underrepresented? Do you feel there are too many games, or do you feel it's, you just want to play and do everything you can in your career?
I don't really know, to be honest. Obviously, I love playing and stuff, but it can be tough. Like, you have some weeks where, for example, we'll have 3 games a week and I'll feel really fresh. And in the third one, I almost feel better than I did in the first. But then in other weeks, your body can be that tired where you just feel shattered and you can't perform to your best. But I don't really know. I don't really moan about it, to be honest. I just try and play. If we have a game, we just get on with it and play. But maybe there could be a little bit of more protection for the players, maybe. And I think they've brought that into the cups, didn't they? Where there's now, I think in the EFL Cup, do they not have extra times and stuff like that now? I think it's just straight to penalties for that reason. Just little things like that help, And obviously you have international as well, where you finish and then you go straight away and you've got games. So it's not really something I look into. I just think if there's a game, you play, and if you're tired, be honest, hold your hand up.
It's difficult for players to do that, though. I mean, because if you're competing for a starting spot every week, you're obviously in the dressing room. You probably don't want to stay, do you? It's like if you've got a little injury or whatever, you sort of think, well, if I can get through it, then I can keep my place,
Yeah, like there's been times before games where maybe the day before I'm feeling really fatigued, and then you play the next day and you find that adrenaline, and then you just keep going and you feel all right. So, no player wants to not play. Like, I'll always want to play, but obviously I think with players that have had little injuries maybe before, you have to be a little bit more careful, because if you're playing really fatigued with old injuries, then you could be in trouble. So, but as I said, every player wants to play. For me, for sure, I want to play every game.
All right, well, there we go. Well, just to avoid fatigue, we'll end it there then for you, Matty. So thanks so much.
Nice.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me,